I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the Third Arc of Consciousness, and this is a message from the Dragon. Today's message, Lion's Gate Part 2. Dear ones, it is very interesting that this world has ages. You call this the age of Aquarius that you are entering into, and the previous age of Pisces that was started when your Yeshua was walking the Holy Land. Dear ones, there have been many ages on this your world, and many of them have left their mark. Some 12,000 years ago was the last time you were in the age of Leo. You see this in this your Egyptian Sphinx, for at sunrise on the summer solstice, your sun rises in a different constellation throughout the ages, and this is how you mark your ages, dear ones. Some 12,000 years ago, when your Sphinx was indeed created, it was a lion. It did not have a pharaoh's head upon its shoulders. That was changed later. This lion was gazing at the horizon exactly where the sun would rise on this your summer solstice. And, dear ones, 12,000 years ago or so, your Leo is the constellation that your sun was in at sunrise on the horizon directly where the Sphinx was pointed. This is a marker that was left for you, dear ones, when the Sphinx was made. And it tells you how old the Sphinx actually is, even though you have a number of people who try to puff themselves up and look important by saying that this or that happened in Egypt in this dynasty or that dynasty, and oftentimes their logic rests upon the stories that others have woven before them, and there is no actual proof. Well, dear ones, in this case, you have actual proof in this your Sphinx. It was set up as a marker. And, dear ones, it was a lion. You are now halfway through what is called the Precession of the Equinoxes. Your world, like a spinning top that is starting to wobble. We have all played with a spinning top, and at first it's perfectly straight up and down, and as it starts to slow down, you notice that the axis of the top starts to move in its own little funnel-shaped circle until the top finally comes clattering to the desk. Well, dear ones, your world rotates in a very similar fashion, although it will not be clattering to the desk, do not worry. This precession of the equinoxes, to be technical, what it means is the axis of your Earth moves 1 degree every 72 years. This means that it takes some 12,000 years or so to make a half of a revolution. Yes, dear ones, half of its precession. And what happens in this precession of the equinoxes is that every few thousand years, the sun rises in a different constellation until it has made a full circle all the way back to, say, Leo. Dear ones, since the Sphinx was made, pointing at Leo on the summer solstice of this your Earth, you have moved through exactly half of the precession of the equinoxes. This means that your Lion's Gate has a mirror-like energy. If you were to have a Lion's Gate, your 8-8 opening, during the age of Leo, that would probably not be a very big opening, for you are always surrounded by the forces of the lion. You are always in the Lion's Gate, so to speak. But when you are on the far side of this precession of the equinoxes, as you are today and in this age, your Lion's Gate becomes very potent indeed. Dear ones, this is a time when you can reach back to the last golden age and pull in energies from this your Atlantis, from this your height of the Lemurian experiment. Dear ones, your star families were present upon this planet, holding your hands at these times, and the guidance that they gave you was so potent that it left a mark on your very DNA. You, dear ones, can tap into these forces. You can tap in very easily to lifetimes that you lived in this last golden age. Therefore, you can tap in very easily to abilities that you had at that time in these lifetimes. You can tap into deep knowingness, intuitions, inspirations, knowledge, dear ones, wisdom. Yes, dear ones, this, your Lion's Gate, is an extremely potent time for you. You can very easily become much larger within your own daily life right now. If you are suddenly having an inspiration, if you are daydreaming about something that seems to have come out of nowhere, if you wake up from a night's sleep with an amazing dream, journal it immediately, dear ones. These are potent times with potent messages that are very important to your very beingness. Yes, dear ones, your greater self, your higher self, your guides, whatever it is that you wish to think of when you think of your guidance, your spiritual guidance, charted in this time for you to have great awarenesses, epiphanies, inspirations, eureka moments. Seize any opportunity for beautiful, life-altering inspirations. You are currently at the peak of this Lion's Gate, your 8-8 portal. The forces of these openings are indeed at their most potent right now. Dear ones, do not waste this opportunity. Drop into your heart. Find stillness. Ground yourself to your beautiful Gaia. And drop in to the stillness inside of yourself. Once you are there, you may hear the whispers of your own self from the last golden age. You may hear the whispers of spirit, so to speak, your greater self, your higher self, your angels, your guides. Be alert, be aware, and be open, dear ones. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind open. Be open to the guidance of your greater self at this time. Look for not only inspirations, but the potency of any intention that you may anchor in right now. If you have any intentions for manifesting new things in your world, changing your life, being more on purpose, being of greater service, do this now. Set these intentions firmly. Any intentions set in this, the zenith of your Lion's Gate, are many, many more times potent than usual. Dear ones, magic will happen if you do a simple focus ceremony. Take a glass of water, not your morning cup, but something similar, pure water, or your favorite crystal, especially if it is a Lemurian record-keeping crystal, and hold this, dear ones, in your hand. Take a deep breath. relax and fall into your heart and just simply speak your intention into this water or this crystal, a crystal ball, your favorite stone, your favorite gem. Speak this intention and feel it as an emotion, dear ones. Do not just think of it as a mental intention. This is an emotional experience. Imagine it coming true. Imagine how you would feel if this is being fulfilled. Let a smile break across your face. Let yourself laugh out loud if that is appropriate, or just bask in the beauty of this intention coming to pass, and put that energy into your crystal, into your glass of water. And then keep that water either near you or drink it. Keep that crystal near you, put it in your pocket, that gemstone, carry it with you. This is a potent way at a potent time for you to use a greater part, a greater portion of your own spirit. Dear ones, I wish you a happy Lionsgate. Make good use of it. I am Jadon Se, in love with your intentions, in love with the things that you create, in love with your purpose, and in love with your service to this your world and to humanity.